Unfortunately, Simon Phoenix was not coded. While you were sleeping, everyone in the city was installed code. It was a brilliant idea by Dr. Cocteau that an organically bioengineered microchip be sewn into the skin. Sensors all over the city can zero in on anyone at any time.
I can't even conceive a visual of what you police officers did before it was developed.
We work for a living. This fascist crap makes me want to puke.
What do you think you're scratching, caveman? You really think we'd let you go without control? Your code was implanted the second you thought.
So there already is the technology out there to put some kind of an implant in a person, a barcode, a unique ID, and he'll probably use something like that.
Let me ask you at home, and even the guys here in the studio, a question. Let's say your boss offered you an easier way to log onto your computer in the morning, or bypass having to get change for the vending machine, or even get through a secure door by having a microchip planted in your hand. Anyone? Yes? Anyone? Yeah, well, it's apparently happening, and not everybody's happy about the idea.
The needle's quite big and scary, but it's not going that far in, so we're all good.
Good to know.
Nice and loose, you don't need to focus on controlling your hand now, so kind of let everything go a bit floppy and just sort of don't think about what happens next. Nice deep breath in for me. And relax. Awesome. Well done.
Thank you.
You are now officially a cyborg.
Yay.
This is RFID technology. That probably doesn't mean a lot to anybody at home, but it's the same technology we have in our badges that we use to get into work. So there's a company in Wisconsin, they're giving employees the option, and about 50 out of the 80 employees have opted to do it. So they can, instead of using the badge, or instead of using their phone to buy something at the vending machine, or instead of using a credit card, they just have a little chip inserted into their hand right there between the thumb and your pointer.
One thing that does concern me in the future is people forcing other people to have a chip. Like for work, for example, people should always be able to have that choice. If you don't want to get one, that's absolutely fine. But those of us that do, let's have some fun with it and see what it can do.
Do you have concerns? And he said, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm concerned about hacking. I would be concerned about governments using it for nefarious things. So even the CEO himself says, yes, it could be used negatively.
The taking of the mark, people think that it's going to be something that, I didn't know. It'll be a decision, it'll be a willful and conscious decision. You will know without shadow of a doubt that taking this mark, a mark could be a brand, it's serving allegiance to another small god, the antichrist in essence. And just like the 144,000 Jews are marked by God on their foreheads, Satan, the counterfeiter, will want a mark for his followers.
Smart integration is the future of technology, and it's awesome.
The chip in his hand allows him to start his car, open doors, log onto his computer, and buy snacks in the break room.
This is not just taking a chip for commerce sake. This is a spiritual decision that everyone will know. It won't be like, oh, I didn't know, I made a mistake. You will know what you're doing.
You'll be able to go to my house, and basically when I scan my hand at my door, the lights will turn on that I want to come on, and AC/DC will start up with Hell's Bell.
And he caused all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
There's a world trying to do the AI thing. Satan's no dummy. He knows that we like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Daniel told us that in the end, men shall travel to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. And we're living at a time where if you're 6 months behind, you're old news.
Yeah.
And with technology, I cannot believe that the Antichrist and his system is going to be negligent of technology. So where are we going? There's so many hybrids now in the world of technologies. There's things that are animated, things that are living, there's things that are like electronic, there's portions of things. There's strips, by the way, of proteins that can be put on your body and new skin grown. We see people now that are able to have legs.
Yeah.
Where there's this amazing growth of intelligence and knowledge. There's got to be the wow factor to all that Satan does.
Yeah.
Skin cell spraying is like paint spraying. Just you need a more sophisticated device, like computer controlled. We isolate cells from the healthy part of the skin, the patient's own cells, which can be taken in a water solution, and that solution is prepared for cell spraying.
Basically what they were doing was taking my stem cells from my skin and putting them all in the gun and spraying it on my arm.
Scientists have been able to regenerate sheets of skin for decades. The problem is it takes weeks for that skin to grow, and the new skin is extremely fragile. Gerlach's gun solves both of these problems.
It takes like 1.5 hours to take the biopsy, to isolate the cells, and to spray the cells.
This is what Yoram's skin probably looked like before treatment. This is what it looked like 4 days after it was sprayed with his own stem cells.
We're getting close, but we can't create. Only God can create. It's like, he can do it. Look, that's just why we should worship him. You know, it's almost like a being comes down from another planet.
And we hope to have this aspirationally in a human patient before the end of next year. So this is not far.
Not far, he says. The implantation of the neuron, the implantation of the neuron-sized threads requires the use of a special robot, but Musk said it's a minimally invasive surgery. So Thornton, I'm sure that means you'll be getting one soon. A lot of people working on that too, right? Specifically when we're talking about trying to figure out how the brain can send messages to a computer or to a machine in terms of people like you mentioned, Sabeel, who have mobility problems.
I mean, for those who have medical challenges, it makes sense to definitely try to ease their lives and help them.
Yeah.
But when it comes to people who don't have mental challenges, but at the same time are already having issues with just like their smartphones and not being able to sleep, I can't imagine having a computer directly plugged into your brain will help.
He can give life to this image where no one else can. This is something remarkable. With all the things we've tried with the AI, the artificial intelligence, like you said, this is something. It's got to be a wow factor. It can't be just same old, or something someone's about to do. This has to be so spectacular. And we don't know exactly how it'll be. It's just going to grab the people and say, we never thought we'd see this before. This is science fiction, but it's right here. This is the person we've been looking for. He's got the answers. Let's worship him. I think that's something like that's going to happen, Jack.